Alright, so in day 2 we're going to be solving systems of equations by substitution or elimination. So our essential question how are solving systems by substitution or elimination different? Alright, so with substitution we want to first solve one equation, only one equation for one variable. Alright, after you do that, you substitute the other part for that variable. You then want to solve for remaining variable, and then after you do that, you then want to take that, then you want to sub that answer to find the other coordinate. I know, sounds confusing. So we're going to go over this. So I want to either solve this one for x or y or this one for x or y. What I would highlight is this part right here, where there would be a 1 right here, or you have y basically hanging out there by himself. If you have that, it makes it very easy to solve for that variable. You don't have to deal with fractions, you don't have to deal with anything. So I'm going to take this one, I'm going to solve it for y. So we have 2x plus y equals 7. To solve this for y, we just subtract 2x from both sides. So we get y equals negative 2x plus 7. I then want to take this part and this part only. And I'm going to put it in for y right here in this other equation. So when I do that, I get 5x minus 3. Instead of y, we're going to put this in. So negative 2x plus 7 equals 23. Now I'm going to solve for x. So I distribute. So 5x, negative 3 times negative 2 is plus 6x. Negative 3 times 7 is negative 21. Equals 23. We're going to combine right here. So 5 plus 6 is 11x minus 21 equals 23. Add 21 to both sides. We get 11x equals 44. I'm going to put that up here. Divide by 11. And so x for this solution must be 4. I'm going to take that 4 and I'm going to go back into one of my originals. This one's going to be the easiest one because I don't have to worry about that. So 2 times 4 plus y equals 7. So 2 times 4 is 8 plus y equals 7. Subtract 8 from both sides and we get y equals negative 1. So my solution is the ordered pair for negative 1. Alright, here's a word problem to go over it. So it says there are a total of 124 students in the band. There are 12 more boys than girls in the band. Write a system of equations that represents this situation. So we're dealing with boys, B, girls, G. So there are 124 students. So boys plus girls equals 124. Then we have 12 more boys than girls. So boys are equal to, since they're more, girls plus 12. This is already solved for B, so we're going to take that, put it there. So when we do, we have G plus 12, that was our B, plus G equals 124. G plus G is 2G plus 12 equals 124. Subtract 12. So we have 2G equals 124 minus 12 is 112. Divide by 2. And we get G equals, so that's going to be 5. So that's 56. So we got 56 girls. We want to find out boys. Well, 56 plus 12 gives me 68, and those are the boys. So there are 68 boys and 56 girls. All right, elimination. Elimination is really easy. So we want to get opposite coefficients for one variable. After we do that, we add equations together. That will eliminate one of our variables. After we do that, then we want to solve for remaining variable. And then it's like the other one. We substitute. So we sub back in. So back into one equation to find other variable. Alright, so we have 5x plus 3y equals negative 19. We have 8x plus 3y equals negative 25. So right here I focus on those 3's. Right? So since they're the exact same, I want opposites. So one of these has to become a minus. So what I do is I multiply that entire thing by negative 1. You might have to multiply by 2, by 3, something. You may not have to multiply at all. But sometimes you have to multiply, sometimes it's by negative 1. In this case, it's negative 1. So when I multiply by negative 1 all the way across, negative 1 times 5 is negative 5x. Negative 1 times 3 is negative 3y. Negative 1 times negative 19 is positive 19. We didn't touch the bottom one. Sometimes you might have to touch the bottom one. This time I didn't. So I add together. So negative 5 plus 8 is 3x. Negative 3 plus 3 is 0. 19 plus negative 25 is negative 6. So we finish solving by dividing. Negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. Take this negative 2, go back into one of my originals. It doesn't matter which one. So if I pick the first one, that's 5 times negative 2 plus 3y equals negative 19. So that's negative 10 plus 3y equals negative 19. Add 10 to both sides. That gives you 3y equals negative 9. So I have 3y equals negative 9. Divide by 3. And y is equal to negative 3. So my solution here is negative 2, negative 3. Alright, we got a word problem. So it says in football, a field goal. So that's one of our variables, field goal. So field goal, we'll call that F, is 3 points. And the extra point, we'll call that E, is 1 point. In a recent season, Dan Bailey of the Dallas Cowboys made a total of 66 field goals and extra points. So that means F plus E is equal to 66. All right, and those he totaled for 124 points. So field goals, they said were 3 points, so 3F is field goals, plus 1E is extra points, equals 124. Remember, there's a 1 here and a 1 here. So you got two options. You could multiply this equation by -1 to eliminate extra points. You could also multiply by -3 to eliminate field goals. I'm going to multiply by -1. So -1 times 1 is -1F. -1 times 1 is -1E. -1 times 66 is -66. Still have the 3F plus 1E equals 124. Alright, now we add. So -1 plus 3 is 2. -1 plus 1 is 0. -66 plus 124. If you don't know that, you got a calculator. -66 plus 124 equals 58. So you divide by 2, and F, or the number of field goals that he made, is going to be 29. So he made 29 field goals. He made 66 field goals and extra points total. So that means if I take 66 minus 29, so 66 minus 29 gives me that he made 37 extra points. So that means E is equal to 37. There are your solutions. So 29 field goals, 37 extra points. All right. And then we finally, last one, we have some special systems. Special systems are no solution or infinitely many. Infinitely many. All right. No solution means that you would have 0 equals some number. Infinitely many means we have 0 equals 0. All right. Or you can think of this as the same, or where these are, where the two equations are different. So we have 5x plus 3y equals 52. 15x plus 9y equals 54. So 5 can become 15 by multiplying by 3. So if I want to get rid of it, I multiply by -3, right? So -3 times 5 is -15x. Oops. -3 times 3 is a -9. Y. -3 times 52 is -156. Alright, so then we have 15x minus 9y, plus 9y, equals 54. So when I add, -15 plus 15 is 0. -9 plus 9 is also 0. So this side is 0. -156 plus 54 is -102. Those are not 0 equals 0. This is no solution. Alright, so same drill here. So these are already negative, so I'm going to multiply this time by 2. So when I do, we get 4x plus 6y equals 30, and then we have our -4x minus 6y equals -30. So when I add, that's 0, that's 0, so that's 0. That's also 0, so we get 0 equals 0, which is infinitely many. Infinitely many. Alright, so that's the end of this video. I know it's a little long. Work with the assignment. If you have any questions, hit me up on Google Classroom or through email, and I will get back to you guys as quickly as possible.